can I just get a confirmation that you guys can hear me well? If you can, just go to the chat box and type yes, all right? All right, thanks. Thanks, guys. All right, awesome. All right, so let's start. Okay, so welcome, guys, to the webinar. Let me share my screen with you. All right, let me start. All right, there you go. So you guys can see my slides. All right, so welcome to the webinar. And I hope that you guys are ready to learn a lot about cryptocurrencies and how to invest in them. My name is Aziz, and I will be the presenter by today, right? So ignore the name Bilal because I will be your presenter for today, right? So let me give you a brief introduction about who I am and what I do. So basically, I'm a blockchain expert slash researcher, and I'm actually the founder of Master the Crypto. Right. So if you guys haven't heard of Master the Crypto, what Master the Crypto is essentially a knowledge hub or resource center for all things cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Right. So what I try to do is I actually try to um, write content and publish content which helps people to simplify and break down cryptocurrencies as easily as possible, right? So there's a lot of guides, right, on the how to create wallets, how to secure your accounts, and what is privacy coins, how to identify scam coins. So there's a lot of useful guides that you guys can use. It's all free and you guys can just read, right? So my aim is actually to really simplify down the very complex world of cryptocurrencies, right? So if you guys haven't heard of Master the Crypto, please bookmark the site because it's going to be very, very useful for you and you'll be updated on the loops of new content coming up actually, right? And we also have our own closed Facebook community called Master the Crypto Advanced Cryptocurrency Knowledge, which has a one less member of 4,000. Right? We're almost reaching 4,000 members. So what this is basically a close and awesome community of people who wants to know more about cryptocurrencies and want to invest and who try to help each other. We try to help each other to explain about cryptocurrencies for those that needs help. Right. So if you guys have any questions or want to learn anything about cryptos, please join this group and hopefully be the 4,000th member in the group. Right? Yeah, so I worked in several financial technology firms focusing on blockchain technology as well as artificial intelligence, right? I'm a former investment analyst at a fund called CG Capital, and I'm a featured contributor for Futurism and Forbes Middle East, right? What I like to do is I like to write about uh, current events affecting within the cryptocurrency community, and sort of write in a very simplified way about what's going on. Right, so you can have a look at my article. So basically, that's a summation of what I am and what I do. Right, so I hope that you guys stick around because I'm gonna offer something to you guys for only those who stays to the end. So please do stick around. You'll discover an amazing opportunity that we have to offer where you can connect with like-minded folks who are making money off crypto investing. Right, so please do stick around till the end. Okay, at first my journey into the cryptocurrency world was extremely hard, right? Was extremely difficult. It was a very steep learning curve, right? So let me start by asking a few questions, and if you guys feel free to answer in the chat box, all right? So how many of you guys here are overwhelmed with cryptocurrencies? Are you guys overwhelmed with the complexities and the uh, technicalities of cryptos? Yeah, thanks for answering, Michael. Um, all right. So, how many of you guys feel that they are missing out on making a lot of money in the crypto world? Right, when you can see a lot of. Thanks for answering, guys. Okay, that's good. So, how many of you guys feel right that it's really too late to make money off crypto investing because prices have already gone up? Right, Bitcoin has gone up to 20,000. Right. Yeah, right. That's a very common notion, right? Are you guys confused on how to start on the first step, right? What should I do? How can I buy cryptocurrencies, right? So for those who answered yes, I want. Okay, that's good. Thanks, Danny. Okay, for you guys who answered yes, you guys don't have to worry because those were the exact same answers that I had when I first started out, right? So so we are I started exactly like you guys, right? So you don't have to worry about that, right? So I hope that I can share with you my knowledge and experience, so that you can make better decisions and hopefully become very successful in the crypto market, right? So let me share the story about myself and how I came upon cryptocurrencies. I stumbled upon Bitcoin and blockchain. Bitcoin when I was doing analysis for my fund, which was CG Capital, right? So at first, I really had a negative perception of Bitcoin as being an illicit form of money, used by drug dealers or murderers or used in the black dark world, right? So it was very very negatively viewed in my eyes because I didn't understand Bitcoin, right? And the elegance of the technology underlying Bitcoin. And I immediately invested once I knew how it works and I was convinced. I invested all my capital, all my available capital into Bitcoin, and it paid off extremely well. But that was just the beginning, right? Because after that, I slowly began looking at other coins with different applications and different purposes, and the rest, so they say, is history. So that's a very basic overview on um, so I didn't really have at first a lot of money to start with, right? Because I didn't have a lot of experience and technical expertise on cryptocurrency. I had zero technical background on cryptocurrencies, right? And initially, I had a serious sense of FOMO, or what you call fear of missing out, and I was really overwhelmed by all the technical jargons, right? So I had zero technical background. I didn't know anything about computing or software or development or nothing. So there is there is actually sorry about that. Yeah. So I hope that in this webinar you will learn to make more than 1,000% return in cryptos just like I did, right? Because I'm I want to make sure that I share my knowledge and experience with you guys, and I hope that you guys can learn that in this webinar. All right. So let me pose you this question, right? What if you can earn much more than Wall Street bankers? Okay, traditionally, if we look at Wall Street bankers in a single year, in 365 days, in 12 months, they would they would perform well if they earned 20, 30, or even 40% per year, right? So that's like investing $100 and you get 140 at the end of, right? 40% returns, right? So that to them is a good year, right? But in cryptos, believe it or not, but you can earn that same 40% in a single day. In just one day, you can beat out the Wall Street bankers that earn what you earn in one day in cryptos. In For them, that is a year's worth of profits return, right? So that's really the power of cryptos, right? What if you can earn much more than just investing in traditional assets such as stocks, bonds, and real estates combined, right? So this is really a rare point in time where the ground is shifting right below your feet, and you can be part of this revolution, right? So many have made crazy return in the crypto world, and if you really know how to invest, you would also be very successful. Before I move on, please, I urge you guys to turn off all your distractions, your social tabs, your phones, right? Because I hope that you guys give me and yourself your full and undivided attention, because I'm sure that you guys want to fully maximize your time in this webinar and learn a lot of things with regards to cryptocurrency investments. All right. So who's this workshop for? I've identified three groups of people who's who's which is which sorry, sorry about that. I've identified three groups of people in which the webinar is for, right? So firstly is those that do not have tech or computing background, like myself, zero technical background on cryptos or even computing, right? So all these lines of codes, right? This is like alien language to me. So basically, those who do not understand all the technicalities, yeah, welcome to the group, right? So secondly is those that do not have any finance or trading background. Um, so you might ask, why is that even necessary in the first place to have a trading background? Because the simple answer to that is that if you want to buy any cryptocurrencies, you have to buy them from an exchange, and in an exchange, um, you must create your own buy and sell orders, and that requires a prerequisite understanding of how trading works, right? Creating your own orders and analyzing certain criteria. So it's a basic thing that you guys have to learn if you want to invest in cryptocurrencies. And lastly is those that interest anyone who's interested in investing in cryptocurrencies, right? So if you're interested in investing in cryptocurrencies for usually for two main reasons is firstly is the revolutionary technology, or secondly is the ability for you to make a lot of money, right? So basically many of you guys should be within either of these three categories or even all the categories set first, right? So let me share with you the issues that I faced initially when I entered into the cryptocurrency market. Firstly, as we all know, the cryptocurrency market is extremely complex and very intimidating for beginners, right? So you know yourself because the cryptocurrency is filled with technical jargons, computing technical jargons, which doesn't necessarily resonate with many of us. So it is very intimidating to those that do not have any technical background in understanding the technology and cryptocurrencies in general, right? So initially, when I first started out, when I had to read a lot of stuff that took a lot of time. Why? Because every sentence that I read, there were usually two or three terms which I didn't understand, right? So, and because of that, I had to Google the terms, right, just to have a greater understanding of the individual terms, right? And you can imagine reading hundreds of sentences, every time you have to Google what is this, what is that. So it can get extremely complex in this industry, right? Secondly, these cryptocurrencies are the most volatile investment in existence right now. Volatility simply means the degree of fluctuations in prices, right? So, for example, if you invest in a particular stock, and there's it in a single day, it won't move more than say 10%, right, in a given day. But in the crypto world, I mean, you can lose all your money, 100% of your money in a single day, or you can even gain 200% of your capital in a single day. So it is extremely volatile, right? Because it can move either way very fast, and that comes at a high, and that causes a higher level of risks, right? Uh, so if you do not understand the concept of risk management or investing, right? So in a single day, when you're, for example, if you invest in a cryptocurrency and you lose 60% in a single day, I'm sure that is gonna be extremely emotionally stressful, and it's not gonna be something which is actually gonna be extremely uncomfortable, right? So your stomachs will turn and all that, right? So it is extremely volatile and risky for those that it is extremely risky for those that do not know what they're doing. Right? And thirdly is information overload, right? So what this means is that there's basically now the digital age, right? Through Google, if you want to learn about something, you just Google it, right? But the problem with that's a good problem, is that there's so much information available that it's unstructured data, right? So if you want to if you want to understand a certain term, say blockchain, right? What you do is you Google it, right? And there's a lot of searches detailing about what blockchain really is. There's a lot of perceptions or interpretations or definitions or points of views which may not resonate with you. And because of that, when you keep on searching more and more about the different perspectives, it will actually compound your confusion even more, right? So this is the reason why information overload can be a bad thing to beginners, because it actually impedes their learning process, right? As it did mine at the initial stages, right? So the fourth issue was that the whole process of investing in cryptocurrencies is extremely inefficient. What do I mean? Okay, let's say today you want to buy a Bitcoin. So what you do is you have to open a local crypto exchange that accepts your local currency, right? So what you have to do is to you have to verify yourself in that crypto exchange, and you do that by giving your identification details or your passport details, right? And that the final confirmation can take days, right? So within that period of days, you literally can't do anything. And then after you're confirmed, you need to send the money from your bank account to the crypto account, and that may take even days, right? So the whole combination, as in the whole combination of days that is wasted just because of verification and the transfer process, can really affect your decision, right? So if you want to buy now, when the price is low, but after 6 days, or after everything is done and the money is in your crypto account, prices have already gone up substantially, right? So that affects your game plan, right? So it's a very inefficient process, partly because the industry is extremely new and infant, so the infrastructure is not that great yet, right? And lastly, the vulnerability of beginners to fall into scams and fraud, right? And this is a very, very as in common occurrence today, because simply because the crypto market isn't regulated, right? There is no single jurisdiction or country that regulates cryptos, and because of that, and because of the potentially high risk reward potential, a lot of bad actors want leverages on this hype and of this growth to make a lot of money, right? By scamming people, right? All these Bitcoin packages, the guaranteed fixed returns, all these are Ponzi schemes, right? It's very, very prevalent, right? So these are the main issues that I faced when I started in the crypto world, right? And I hope that I will share with you certain lessons to overcome, and I hope that you guys don't make the same mistakes, because that would be very, very expensive and emotionally draining, right? So let me share with you the precise mistakes that I made in my cryptocurrency journey. And usually at the beginning of my cryptocurrency journey, I made so much mistakes and it cost me a lot, not only in financial value, but also emotionally and psychologically, right? So FOMO, what is FOMO? FOMO means fear of missing out, right? So basically, this happens when you see a certain coin goes up in value tremendously, right? So let's say a coin is gaining 50% the past hour, and you came across it and you think, oh my god, the coin is performing extremely well, so let me invest in them, right? So what happens is that you invest in the coin, and once you invest in coin, the prices like decline as fast as it went up, right? And essentially you lose a lot in your investment, because you make the decisions to invest in the coin just purely based on the hype, and not understanding what the coin is, its utility, or its potential, right? So that was the initial mistakes that I made. I just followed the hype, and I invested purely based on hype rather than doing my own due diligence, right? So secondly is that I also invested in a few worthless coins, right? Coins that initially I thought were good based on reviews, quote unquote reviews from people uh, in the community saying that, okay, this coin is extremely good, so invest now. So I took their word for it without doing my own due diligence again, right? And after investing in the ICO, then you can see the true colors of the project. You know, the developers not responding, they do not give updates, they are silent. So you know that, okay, this is bad. You know, you've invested in something which was not worth your capital, right? So obviously you lose a lot of money because prices will drop if the project doesn't show much potential, right? And lastly is the beginner's like common mistake of buying high and selling at a low price. Right? And this usually happens in a FOMO kind of environment where you just buy at a high price, thinking that prices will go even higher without doing due diligence. And at the end of the day, prices drop dramatically. Right? So you lose, say, like 30, 40, 50, even more percent of your value in a single day. And what you do when you panic, you sell it at a very low price. You sell it at a huge discount. And because of that, your value erodes dramatically, right? So that is, and this, let me tell you that cryptocurrency is a very, very emotionally fueled game, so to speak, right? So you are going to be emotionally tested in this very, very volatile environment. And if you do not know how to control that or have a good plan of action, you can really, really lose a lot of money, right? And this is what I learned the hard way, right? So let's look at greener pastures, right? So after all the mistakes that I made and consolidating my strategies and making sure that I invest the right way, right? I implemented a strategy to make money of crypto investing in a very disciplined and also a rational manner, right? So and because of that, thankfully, I made a significant returns on my investment, right? So these are all screenshots of my investments in my Bittrex, Poloniex, Binance, the major exchanges, as well as my wallet. So the bulk of my what of my holdings are in ICOs usually, or small coins, but which has the potential to increase so much. I will share with you how to do that through ICOs. Just a moment. Right, so I started with an initial capital of $8,000 at the start of March of this year, right? So this was just an experiment, right? Just to see, because I already invested in cryptocurrencies for a long time. So I just at March of this year, I consolidated a plan to test out my theories and strategies, right? So I started that with an initial capital of USD $8,000, and currently my portfolio is valued at $160,000. Well, that is over 2,000% returns within like what, say, 9 months, right? So, and I would humbly say that this kind of returns is really normal. It's really normal in the cryptocurrency world because of its potential profit reward ratio, right? So yeah, this is just proof of how well I did in the crypto market, and I'm sure if you guys have a good solid strategy, you guys can really be successful in this. You can even earn more than 2,000% on your own, right? So how many of you guys here think that you can't invest in cryptos? How many of you guys here think that you can't really invest? Oh, Angelo, I feel for you. Sorry about that, right? Yeah, it was very, very. I can resonate with that because there's so much time where your emotions are tested, and you it's very, very hard to control the emotions, right? It's very, very hard, right? I totally understand. It's totally all right, right? Because we all was start the same way. And to be honest, at first I felt very so overwhelmed, right? Because I really thought I couldn't do it. I thought I couldn't make money. I thought I wasn't as qualified or smart enough like many others. But then slowly I started to gain more confidence once I had a strong grasp of all of this and started actually making serious money, right? So what I'm trying to say is that I really want you to believe in yourself, right? Because I'm currently 26 years old and I had zero investing or technical background, but yet until now I was still able to make a lot of money, and I'm sure you guys can be successful too, right? Ask how so? Well, you can do it by being equipped with the right knowledge and tools to understand cryptos and make the right investment decisions. So the right knowledge in this sense is also structured knowledge. Right? I really wish that I had access to all the knowledge that I have now, because if I did, my returns would be even more enormous. Right? So let's look at the growth of the exponential growth of the crypto market. We, how do we want to measure the growth of the market? Through a proxy or an element called market cap, right? Market cap is a short form for market capitalization. So let's say you want to find out the market cap or the size of a coin of Bitcoin. What you do, all you need to find out is two things only. One is the current price of the Bitcoin. Secondly, the total available supply of Bitcoin currently. Right. So say now Bitcoin is trading at what, almost 16,000 USD, and its total available supply is say 17 million. So you multiply both numbers together and you get the market cap or the size of Bitcoin. But if you were to add up all the market cap of all existing coins in the crypto world, you will get a chart like this. This is the total market cap of every single coin. And what's interesting to note is that at the start of this year, the total market capitalization of all the coins is below 20, is hovering at 25 billion, right? 25 million, and it started picking up in June, where it grew exponentially up to the end of this year, where it just skyrocketed to over 600 billion. So from 25 billion to over 600 billion in a matter of 12 months, right? So you can see the extreme growth, and this is fueled by a lot of things, right? Of course, the mainstream media kept on churning news about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, about how you can make so much money, you know. So this barrage of new information and news made a lot of open up a lot of mainstream coverage on cryptos and caused an inflow of new money, right? So it's kind of like a cycle, right? Let's look at Bitcoin's all-time high, right? So it reached an all-time high of $20,000 a week ago, or a few weeks ago, right? Blistering growth, right? So if you just look at the start of 2016, it was just hovering at $400 to $500. That is crazy. And the ironic part is that from 2016 to 2017, it only increased by a significant portion, relatively significant, but from 400 to 500 to $1,000, right? I mean, that's a good returns, but it was nothing compared to the returns gained from 2000, the start of 2017 to now, right? So at the start of 2017, it was a bit above $1,000, but now it's almost 20x after it reached the high of 20,000. But you can see the exponential growth of Bitcoin. And you know what's interesting, guys? You know, at every point of Bitcoin's rise, you always hear people saying that, okay, it's a bubble. Then sometimes, then it drops a little, then it goes up with greater intensity. Then people will keep on saying at this point, oh guys, it's the bubble, it's gonna pop. Then it goes down, and then it goes stronger up, stronger upwards, right? So you can see that the trend keeps on going up. right? And that's crazy. And I've have you guys heard the story about the guy who paid uh, pizza paid pizza using bitcoins back in 2010? He paid around 10,000 bitcoins for a single pizza because at the time the Bitcoin was priced at cents on the dollar. So that should be the best pizza ever because that costs literally like hundreds of millions of dollars. That pizza costs so much money, right? Easy. Now, if you were to compare the returns of Bitcoin to the traditional stock market returns, let's use S&P 500, which is a measure of US stocks, right? At the start of 2016, if you invested in the stock markets, you will gain 31%. What this means is that if you invest $100 at the end of the of 2 years at the start of 2016 up to now, you will gain 31% in returns, right? So this means that your $100 will now be worth $131, $31 being your profit. But if you were to invest the very same $100 to Bitcoin, until now you will earn more than $400,000 just from that $100. Just imagine, $100 became more than $400,000 in a matter of 2 years. This kind of scenario is very hard to comprehend unless you were the one that made that money, right? Then that's a reality for you, right? But it sounds kind of fairy tale-ish, but it's not. It's a reality. You can see the returns by Bitcoin as compared to stocks was night and day. There was no comparison, right? Because Bitcoin is in a totally different league. 4,000% compared to stock markets of 31%, right? And what does the expert say? But okay, so I'm sure you guys would recognize some of them. For example, Mark Cuban on the top left. I'm sure many of fan of Shark Tank. So what he did, ironically, was back in June, he said that Bitcoin was a bubble, right? And there was a lot of he had a lot of negative vibes. But amazingly, two weeks later, he did a complete U-turn, saying that the technology is brilliant, or it's going to be revolutionary. Partly because I think he did his due diligence after that. Then he was completely on the boat, right? On the crypto board, invested in cryptocurrencies, and he even backed an ICO, right? So you can see the sharp U-turn made by Mark Cuban, that billionaire, right? And you can see Bill Gates, what he says, that Bitcoin is better than currency, that is coming from the richest man in the world, right? And how about Michael Novogratz, who's a very successful hedge fund manager, used to be in the Wall Street, made hundreds of millions of dollars. Uh, he said that cryptocurrency will be worth $5 trillion by 2022, right? And I showed you the chart previously that the current size of the cryptosphere is almost 600 billion, and that's a far cry from what he predicted of $5 trillion in a few years, right? Meaning they say that this solves the question about is it too late to invest? It's not too late to invest, right? Even the experts said it, right? And Tim Draper, another billionaire, who said that cryptocurrencies will replace fiat in 5 years. Now that's a very bold claim, but that's a very credible claim because this is a very successful man, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that these guys are not are not the average person, right? They are visionaries, they are experts in their field. They have amassed huge success and fame in their own respective lines of profession, right? So they are all on board the cryptocurrency revolution, right? And in finance, we call them the smart money. Why? And in what should we do? We should always follow the smart money because they usually have uh, a better understanding of things on how to be successful and more resources. So it's good to take heed of what they say, and not only them, right? So you can see that large corporations like Microsoft, Amazon, eBay, and also the big banks are even exploring the new technology to integrate it to their current systems, right? So you can see how revolutionary it really is. Let's look at Ethereum's all-time high. Okay, why should we know Ethereum? Because Ethereum is the second largest coin after Bitcoin, right? So it surpassed 800 a couple of days ago, and okay, from 2016 to 2017, it gained, say it was hovering at $7 to $10, and that is crazy. I know it is literally insane. So at the start of the year, at the start of this year, Ethereum was at $7 to $10, and now it's at 80. It reached more than 800. That's like an eight more than 80 times growth in a year. That's crazy. And let me put it down in numbers for you. So if you invested $100 in the stock market at the start of 2016 last year, now you get $34 in profits, a total value of 134. But if you were to invest that very same $100 into Ethereum, you would be a millionaire. You would earn more than $9 million. That same $100 in 2016 will give you $9 million, right? So you can see the insane profit potential that cryptocurrencies have to offer, right? So this is this is really like really sounds imaginary, but it is real, right? So you can see the amount of returns cryptocurrencies have over traditional investments, i.e., the stock markets. Right? It's crazy growth. So let me touch on an overview of cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies are essentially a digital virtual currency that uses cryptography, which is just using math to secure data, basically. Right? So it was created in 2000. Okay, Bitcoin, the first decentralized digital currency, was created in 2008 at the wake of the financial crisis. Okay, at that point of time, many people were affected. Although it started in the USA, it was a global crisis. Every single corners of the world were not as were felt the burden of the financial crisis. And it's very interesting to understand is that what's interesting to understand is that the root cause of all this was essentially control over the money supply. As of the current traditional system, how it works is that the governments and the big banks, they control the money supply, right? And because of that, some of the actions had a very negative impact towards the economy, and that was what we felt in the 2008. The bad government decisions of lowering interest rates to zero, and the crazy greedy behavior of the banks, of giving loans to anyone and everyone recklessly, right? So that perpetuated and caused the financial crisis, right? So it all boiled down to control of the money supply. Whoever controlled the money supply had the power to do a lot of things and effect a lot of changes, though usually it's negative effects, right? So what the creator of Bitcoin back then, what he said, he, she, or they are called Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto, because we don't know who they are or who that person is. So he said that, you know what? The power of the money supply should be decentralized. It should be given to every single one of us, right? Because no one or no group should have the exclusive uh, control and rights over the money supply, because that's a very sensitive thing. So he created Bitcoin, Right? In a Bitcoin system, everyone is equals. There's no one more powerful than the other. We are all equals in the eyes of the system, and we all have equal rights and equal. We are all empowered, right? So that's the purpose of Bitcoin. It was an ideological shift, right? An alternative country controlled by the masses instead of the big banks and the governments, right? So the purpose of Bitcoin was essentially a digital money, a store of value, and a payment network all in one, right? The beauty of that. And how did the underlying technology work? Here's how it works. So I hope that you guys pay attention to this part, because if you guys understand how the blockchain works, your life is so much easier when you want to invest in other coins, right? Trust me on that, right? Because most of the coins are a derivative of Bitcoin, or a clone, or an inspiration. So this knowing how it works is would be extremely helpful for future decisions that you make. Okay, let's see how it works, right? So imagine if you want to send a single Bitcoin to your friend who's at the other part of the world. Let's assume that, right? So you send him one Bitcoin, and this will be called one transaction, right? And your transaction will be propagated along the Bitcoin network. Now, who makes up the Bitcoin network? Anyone. You, your brother, your family, even your grandparents can be can be part of the Bitcoin network. All they have to do is just get a computer, download the Bitcoin software. The Bitcoin software is free, it's open, right? So you can download it, and once you've downloaded the Bitcoin software in your computer, you will be called a Bitcoin node, NODE, a node. And this is as in all nodes will be interconnected with one another. So your transaction will be sent to all other Bitcoin nodes around the globe. Around the globe. So every single Bitcoin node will know that your transaction exists. Right? So all computers that download the software knows that your transaction exists. Simple enough. Okay, then comes the next part. What the next part entails a small portion of the network are what you call miners, right? Miners. So imagine in a scene, gold miners, right? What they do is that they wear helmets and they use like axes or hammers to dig holes in the ground to get gold, right? To mine for gold. So in Bitcoin mining is exactly the same, but in a digital world, right? So a portion of them are called miners. And what sets miners apart from nodes is that miners not only have they downloaded the Bitcoin software, but they also buy specialized hardware equipment. They buy specialized hardware equipment whose function, the function of the hardware, is just to compute numbers as much as possible. Sometimes trillions of computations per second. That's why they need specialized hardware equipment. So what the miner does is that it takes your transaction and the rest and a thousand of other transactions around the world of Bitcoin transactions and put them in a block. And what they do is that they use their specialized hardware equipment to compute trillions of numbers, trying to find the secret lock. The secret lock that is only as in only one miner will win the race. So it's a global competition. So there's thousands of miners within the network, and they will be racing with each other to find with their equipments to find the magic number to secure the block, securing the block, right? So it's a global competition that lasts on average 10 minutes, right? So every 10 minutes, there's going to be a miner who finds the magic number and the magic lock. And once he does that, what he gets in return is that for exerting his effort in by giving a lot of electricity to power his hardware and to spend his time to do this, he gets, at the end of the day, he gets Bitcoin, right? Because once he secures the block, he secures your transaction. He confirms your transaction so that no one can change your transaction. So once he wins that race, he gets Bitcoin, his block, the winning block, will be latched on the chain of blocks, right? The newest block will be latched to the prior block, and so on. Each block is interconnected to the first block. There's a part of history of for each block linked to another. Right? In this way, this is what you call the blockchain. A chain of is essentially a chain of blocks which has your transaction and 1,000 of other transactions that has been secured and confirmed. Right? So the beauty about the blockchain is that it's tamper proof. No one can change it. Everyone knows that that is history. No one can change it. It's immutable. It's forever. Right? And at your end, what you will receive after that, your block is your transaction is confirmed in a block, is that you have confirmation that your transaction occurred, and that's it. And this is how basically the blockchain works, right? And really, I hope that you guys understood how this blockchain works, because this is a very, very uh, abstract thing to understand, and very, very few people understands how blockchain works. And if you understand it from my explanation, then that's awesome. Welcome to the very, very small club of those that understands how the blockchain works, right? Let's move on to the next portion called ICOs. ICOs are essentially initial coin offerings. It's actually a means, ICOs are a means of crowdfunding through the release of a new cryptocurrency or token to fund project development, right? The advantages of an ICO is that it democratizes, means everyone has equal rights, right? You can not equal rights, say you can participate, right? No matter how small you are, you don't have to be an accredited investor. You can invest $10, $100, whatever you want, right? And secondly, the profit potential is huge. You can really earn a huge amount of returns in even multiples in an ICO. But the bad thing is that there is no regulations. It's hard to for governments to regulate it, a decentralized currency, right? And there's also no track record, because currently projects, what they just need is a white paper detailing what they want to do or what's in their mind, and they can just ask people to invest in them through ICOs, right? So they don't necessarily need a track record, but in the stock markets, if you want to do something like this, you have to go through a lot of regulations. You have to make sure that your numbers are good. But in the crypto world, you don't have to. You just write the white paper and you can just ask money from people, right? Okay, so how can you participate in an ICO? That's a very, very commonly asked question, right? There's four simple ways, right? Firstly, is doing a preliminary research. This is just to uh, uh, a basic research to identify which ICOs are coming, upcoming ICOs, and which you may be particularly interested in, right? There's a lot of resources for this. You can go to Smiths and Crowns, ICO Bench, ICO Rating. You can see a whole host of ICOs which are waiting to happen, right? So you mark your calendars basically. And the second step is doing due diligence, right? And you have, at this point, you have to do a lot of research through their white paper or their communication channels. You communicate with the team or developers to ask certain questions, right? What is their goal? Are they solving a real problem? Are they uh, is the solution that they bringing any different from the current ones? You know, do they have a great team? Do they have a great experience by the team members? As in, who are the advisors? You know, is this project gonna be um, uh, gonna still exist in the next 3 to 5 years? So all these relevant questions needs to be asked by you during the due diligence, right? And once you're confident with that, after doing massive amounts of due diligence, you're confident that this is the right ICO for you, you participate in the ICOs. Now, participating just means that you invest in the ICO using the base currencies of most commonly, which is Bitcoin or Ethereum. And once you invest your Bitcoin or Ethereum to the project, what they will give you is their native token in return, right? Now, it's very important. You guys must listen up, right? Never participate in an ICO using your exchange wallet. Okay, when you open an exchange, you will automatically get a wallet, right? Your account balances, that's your wallet exchange, right? Never invest in an ICO using your exchange. They be it Binance, Bittrex, Poloniex, Gemini Kraken, GDX, or Coinbase. Never invest using your exchange. You have to open your own personal private wallet. And in my website, Master the Crypto, I've already tell you how to you can create your own wallet, right? This is how you can create your own Bitcoin wallet. For Bitcoin, if you want to invest using Ethereum, you can open an Ethereum wallet called My Ether Wallet. So these are ways for you to send money to the ICOs, right? I hope that you guys understand that. Lastly, once you have that native token that you invested in, uh, you can once it's listed in an exchange, you can transfer your native tokens, your ICO tokens, to an exchange that lists your native tokens, and you can sell them away, or you can keep them for the long term, right? So that's how you actually participate in an ICO. So let me share with you a recent ICO that I invested in. It's called Wabi, and I truly believe in it after looking at what they do and what problem they solve. So I bought the ICO at around 25 cents. The ICO price was 25 cents. A week after they opened, December 15th, right? December 13th, right? It reached a high of almost 2.4, $2.40 before settling at $2, right? $2.40, that's almost 800% returns in a single week, right? So a small initial capital of $1,000 can net you $9,000 total, uh, together with your initial capital, $9,000 value in a span of a few days or a few weeks. So that's the power of an ICO. It can really multiply your capital, right? So how many of you guys here feel like you don't know how much money to start with? That's a very common question that many people ask me, right? So my answer is that you should absolutely get started and start as little as $100 or $1,000, because you really do not want to miss on this boat, right? And because of that, because of trying to help people, I created my own course, my own comprehensive course, right? And here is one of the one who enrolled in my course, James from Australia. He's a brand new crypto trader. What he said was that having this explained and even showed me under a minute how to make sense of these crazy financial charts was mind blowing. I had an actual aha moment and realized I could probably do this myself. I could actually look at any crypto coin or stock, because it's based on the same theory, and make an educated, rational move on what to do and what to invest in, which is where I was completely stuck before, right? I didn't really have any clue on how to start, and now I do. Right, thank you, Aziz. Seriously. So yeah, he was really interested in technical analysis. I'll tell you what technical analysis is in a moment, right? So, and he's been really successful after he took the course, right? So I just want to tell you there is so much unstructured material out there online where you can access it, but it's very unstructured. It's very hard to understand. So in order to solve this, I developed a very structured curriculum that teaches folks the right skills to make money off cryptocurrencies as much as possible. And presenting to you my cryptocurrency course, the most comprehensive course in the market. Well, how do I know that? Because at first I tried to find something like this, but I couldn't find it, because most courses are focused on technical analysis, the reading of charts and prices to make investing decisions, right? And I don't feel comfortable just by knowing that skill, because I felt that I needed to know other things as well. That's why I created my own course, comprehensive course, because I couldn't find one as comprehensive as what I wanted, right? So it's actually a 5 to 6 part course. So it's divided into a few sections, what you can see here. And the great thing about this is that it provides a fundamental knowledge base for you to be successful independently on your own, right? So I show you that if you have this basic layers of knowledge, you can do you can be successful on your own, right? Because that is the fundamental layers of knowledge in the crypto world. The base, absolute principle base that you have to have is the blockchain basics. Basically, knowing how it all works, right? And this is the most important thing, right? Because if you do not understand this, you do not know how your cryptocurrency works, right? And that is like it's not knowing what you're investing in, to me sounds very very discerning, right? Because I'm an investor, and if I invest something which I don't understand, I don't really feel good about that. So if you understand the basics of the technology underlying most coins, then you're very very safe, right? So once you have a good understanding of how it works, the technology, you can do fundamental analysis much more effectively. Fundamental analysis just looks at the coins and assesses them and assess them the fundamental value. Do they have you start asking a lot of questions, right? In my course, I provide a structure to analyze a coin using a few techniques on how to extract information which is relevant so that you can know whether this coin is good or not. And that requires a lot of things to look for in analyzing the fundamentals of the coin. And after you know that, right, after you know the technology and you know how to analyze a coin, you can look at its charts, at its prices, at its past prices, right? So technical analysis just looks at the past prices and making decisions just by looking at prices and analyzing indicators and price patterns to make any investing decisions. And what I feel is that knowing technical analysis and fundamental analysis gives you a holistic skill point in a financial point of view. And these two completes each other to me. And once you have that, the next is understanding how to assess market sentiment, which is extremely unique to the crypto world, right? Because of the sheer amount of information and hype surrounding cryptocurrencies, it's very, very easy to get lost in the noise. And when I first started out, I really wanted to find sources, good, reliable sources of information quickly, but I couldn't, right? So imagine looking, when I first started, I remember looking at Bitcoin and the price dropped by 30%, right? So what I did was I tried to Google, why did that happen, right? I couldn't find the answer. In fact, 2 days later or 3 days later, I found the answer. But by then, it's too late, right? Because you can't rely on traditional news outlets like Bloomberg or Reuters or any other traditional news outlets to tell you the news, because it takes time for them to process it, to edit it, to publish it, right? So you need access to the latest information as fast as possible. And the best way in the crypto world is through community forums, community platforms like Reddit. And that's what I found. And that's what I feel was important, is to source out relevant information and kick out all the noise, right? And that's really, really a very important thing in the crypto world, because the news moves prices. After you understood the technology and how to analyze coins fundamentally and technically, and also learning how to assess news, then you go to the execution part, which is the trading, how to trade and how to manage yourself, your investments. So the previous four is more theoretical, but for this course, you also have an execution plan, right, and how to trade. Okay, that entails a lot of things, from which exchanges should I choose, what exchanges should I choose based on certain factors, how do I set my orders in the exchanges, how do I manage them, how to assess the exchanges, how do I open my own wallet, my own private wallet, what are the things, the safety precautions that I have to take. There's a lot of things involved in the trading process, especially in a very new industry as crypto and very complex. There's a lot of things here which can go wrong. So that's why I provide a structure, a template for you to teach you about how you can trade effectively and how to manage your portfolio after you've bought the coin, the different kinds of allocations that you should put at depending on your risk tolerance, and how you manage your coins, how do you hedge your risk, you manage your risk, how do you monitor your portfolio. So all these are very, very relevant questions which could save you a lot of heartaches and time, right, searching through the web. And that's why I created this course. And those people and here's a testimonial from Naeem. He's a working marketer in Dubai, right? So he said that Aziz is a serious gem. I've been religiously following Aziz for some time now, and I'm amazed at his strong knowledge of the cryptocurrency landscape. What I like about Aziz is that he strongly emphasizes approaching investing in cryptocurrencies by analyzing a coin's fundamental and technical aspects. Listening to Aziz's advice, I've been able to turn my $4,000 into $16,000, right? Which is over 300% returns in a matter of months. Crazy returns, right? Aziz is the real deal, and I highly recommend his course as it equips you with the right knowledge, resources, and tools to significantly grow your investment, right? He's a very good dude, Naeem, right? And what you get if you enroll in this course is that you will learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrencies, what they are, and the underlying technology, uh, plus how the whole crypto economy works. You also learn how to perform fundamental analysis and doing research that everyone should know to identify the winning cryptos. You also learn how to use technical analysis, charting skills, and price predictions that allows you to make decisions just by looking at price charts and simple indicators. You also learn how to understand market sentiment and how to manage your psychology when you are trading cryptocurrencies for a safer and more rational investing process. And you also learn to master the entire trading process and techniques to really manage your risk and portfolio and complete yourself with trading strategies which can get you ahead of the market. What you get is a lifetime and immediate access to Master the Crypto, which is a 5-part video series. You also have access to top resources and worksheets that help you learn quickly. 125-page ebook detailing the E to Z of crypto investing, which I created on my own, and it took a lot of time. It's basically a manifestation of my knowledge and experience in the crypto world. You also get audio files if you download it in your MP3 or in your car when you want to maximize your time or exercise. You can also have text transcripts of all the videos if you prefer reading them. You will also be invited to my VIP group where all those open to only those who are enrolled, and I will show them the coins that I'm invested in, or the ICOs that are upcoming, which I think are good, and certain case studies which are very, very beneficial to you. Right, and here's a snapshot view on all the videos which are available in the course. Right, there's a total of 17 videos spread out across 5 parts: basics, fundamental and technical analysis, market sentiments, and the executional part, starting your investment trading journey, and all this managing a portfolio and bonus tips. Right, and this is where all the ebook, the transcripts, the audio files are in, right? So basically, yeah, this is how uh, the outlook of the whole curriculum is very, very structured for you, right? And here's another testimonial from Khairul, who is an accountant, a very humble accountant. And what he said was that I made over 150% return in 3 weeks, amounting to over USD $4,000. This is an excellent course. It is straight to the point and gets you running immediately. The part I was awestruck was the exposure and technical analysis. It was awesome. Practicing in real life and making money is even more awesome. Oh, that's a very generous testimonial. And many people have been raving about technical analysis, and I'm very passionate about technical analysis though, because it really is an art, right? And it can really help you. At first, it may seem daunting, but it is really, really basic, and it makes so much sense, right? So, how much do you think that the cost is worth? Let's try to evaluate uh, stack value, right? So the value and knowledge of the crypto markets, right? So if you just look at the 17 videos packed with value laden content about cryptocurrencies, everything you know, it's $7,000, right? Mentorship, like all around the course, as in with all the resources, all the videos and tools and resources. And mentorship is 7,000, it's 5,000, right? And the ebook, a 125 page ebook, which is a manifestation of my experience and knowledge, 2,000, and the audio transcripts of all the videos is $1,000 for a total cumulative value of $15,000, right? But guess what? The cost pricing, a one-time upfront payment for the course is just $2,497, right? From 15,000 to $2,497, where you can receive exactly the same bonuses that I told you about, and there's also a 2 on 3 simple payment plan for those who wants to pay in installments. For 2 simple payment plans spread across 2 months, 1,300 for each month, for a total of 2,600, or three simple payment plan, $900 per month for a total of 2,700. Right? But wait, there's more. There's a special discount for those who attended this webinar, only for limited time only. It's gonna expire in 48 hours, and this discount is only for you guys, limited time period, only 60% off, where you get the cost for only $897, from 15,000 to 2,000 to $897 for everything. The bonus and the value that I told you earlier can be used for $897 for upfront payment. But if you want to pay, there's even a 2 or 3 simple payment plan where you pay $468 for the 2 simple payment plans for a total of 936, or 324 each month for 3 months for 972. Right? So you can get all this for 60% off if you enroll now. And I will give you the link in a minute, right? First, let me look at the testimonial by someone who enrolled in the course, and Patrick, right? He was a teacher in Thailand, based in Thailand, right? What he said was that I dived into the exciting yet daunting world of cryptos just 6 months. The knowledge I gained from Aziz's financial MTC course and the amazing insights I've received from his VIP Facebook group, I've managed to I've managed to achieve extraordinary gains that previously would have been unimaginable. In October of this year, I invested $3,000 into a little known ICO called Horizon State. The techniques I had learned from Aziz's course told me that his project had strong fundamentals and huge potential. Today, my small $3,000 investment has grown into a whopping $21,000, an incredible gain of 600% in just 2 months. Right? That's crazy, 600% in 2 months. But that is not all. The following month, in his VIP Facebook group, Aziz recommended Wabi, an ICO that had flown completely under his radar, and it was priced at just 25 cents. I invested $1,000. It's now trading at around $2, turning my initial $1,000 stake into $5,800, a 480% gain in just 1 month. These 2 projects alone have netted me an extraordinary 1,080% gains in less than half a year. These are truly life-changing gains. Thank you, Aziz, for your amazing work. Right? So this is a testimonial from Patrick, who made a lot of money from my recommendation, as well as my techniques in analyzing coins. And the best part about the course is completely risk free. So you can ask, you have a 30-day money back guarantee. Although we totally, as in, stand behind our course, because we know that we're going to provide a lot of value to those who enroll in the course, right? So ask yourself, if all this package deal was to allow you to make multiples of your capital over a short amount of time, would it be worth it? If this course will create a strong knowledge base for you to be successful in the crypto market, would it be worth for just a one-time price of $2,000? Right? Here's another one from Saad. Aziz's knowledge of cryptocurrency is rock solid. By listening to him, my portfolio is already up 136% in 2 weeks. He knows what he's doing, and I highly recommend you take advantage of this knowledge. You really won't regret it. So all of those enrolled in my course comes from various different backgrounds, from professionals to teachers to photographers to accountants. It is diverse. As long as you want to be successful in the crypto market, as in you really, as in it redefines. It's not specific to a certain profession, right? So anyone can do it. So there's two approaches if you want to do it, right? One, first approach is that you do it yourself. You may lose a lot of money and you lose a lot of time. And who has lost a lot of money, time, and a lot of time, but made a lot of money for just $897 for one-time fee. We even have a 2 or 3 monthly installment plans for you guys. All right, so we also have a special promotion limited to 30 minutes starting from now, right? And this promotion is called a special bundle for private mentorship and the course. So the usual price of a private mentorship and the course that I explained to you about is 7,000. But for now, it's only $3,000 for limited time, only 30 minutes starting from this webinar, starting from the end of this webinar, sorry. So the private mentorship entails 8 weeks of one-on-one mentorship, an hour per week, tailored according to your needs, and special attention tips will be given to you, right? So I will guide you in every part of the course. I will handhold you. I will give you key insights into altcoins and ICOs that I'm investing in, or that which I feel has a lot of potential, and I will show you on how to start your portfolio and guide you on everything you need to know about trading cryptocurrencies and how to manage your portfolios, right? Or if you prefer just the course, then you can just buy the course at $897 upfront payment for all the bonuses and value that I told you earlier. Right? So, do you really want to make expensive mistakes? Mistakes which can really cost you a lot of time and heartache, right? So here's the link, right? So here's the link that I will send you. So here it is. So you have 2 days to enroll. So $197. Right? So here's the link. I will pass it out here. So all you have to do is just click on the link for you guys only, and the promo is gonna expire in 2 days, right? So it's 897. All you have to do is just click purchase if you want to enroll in the course, and basically it will lead you to this page where you can just the 897 promotion can be using credit card or PayPal, right? So whichever, and you can just enroll immediately, immediate access. So, so make sure you get the link, save it. So I just want to share that I'm really nothing special. I was just like many of you, not knowing anything about cryptos, right? I did not know where to start and how to start first. And I made a lot of mistakes, right? Which cost me a lot of money, time, and also emotional distress, basically, because I constantly worry about my crypto investment. But slowly I accumulated knowledge and experience, and I'm extremely excited to share everything with you, right? I want you to invest in yourself, right? This is it's really an investment in yourself. Why? Because the crypto market is growing at an exponentially fast rate and people are making money every second. Do you really want to waste your time learning by yourself or looking up things on the internet which may be conflicting or not credible and unstructured, basically? Do you really want to be burnt making mistakes in your journey? Or do you want to wait until Bitcoin goes to 20,000 or even $100,000? If you answered no, then this course is definitely for you, right? So I hope to see you guys in this course. And I hope you enjoyed my webinar. I've put uh, the link into the chat box so you can just have a look at it. And also now there's 10 minutes for question and answer. I'd be happy to just answer any questions that you guys may have. Or if you guys do not have any questions, you can reach me out in my Facebook group, in the Master Crypto group, and ask a lot of questions, right? So that I can answer them. Or you can reach me through my personal email. At, I will give you my email here. You can reach me if you want to ask me any questions, right? Yep. So you can reach me either way through the Facebook group or through my personal email if you want to ask me any questions. If not, then I thank you for your time and for sticking with me through the end of the webinar. I hope that you guys will take the link of the promo in 97 for only 48 hours, and I hope to see you at the course, right? Thank you for coming to the course and learning, and I hope that you guys really have a nice day. All right, you can reach me in my email through my email or my Facebook group. All right, so I hope to see you guys soon. Cheers, guys. Thank you, Michael. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that, Angelo, about losing lots of money in the forex market. But I can tell you that in the crypto market, it is uh, much more volatile, and the potential for you to make lose a lot of money is very high. But at the same time, the potential for you to make a lot of money is also high. But to me, if you want to invest in the crypto market, you better know what you're doing, or you're gonna lose a lot of money in the long run, right? That is my advice, because there's so much hype in the crypto market that it's very easy for anyone to make money, but it's hard for anyone to make money consistently. Oh, you have invested, you mean 2K in other courses, right? In forex courses, right? You never made any money from it. I yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, right? Well, well then, well, that's a precarious situation that you were in, and I totally understand your as in your how you are aware of all this. Sorry, how what you call it? Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's, I can resonate that it's really, you've been through the process of learning from courses, but yet you still don't make money. I I can attest to it, right? So yeah, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff out there, definitely. And that's what I wanted to find out as well when I first started. There's a lot of courses. As I said again, as I said previously, uh, when I wanted to find for cryptocurrency courses for me to get started on trading, most courses are focused on technical analysis, just looking at price charts and making decisions based on them, right? And to me, that's a very dangerous play, extremely dangerous, right? Because when you do that, you really negate everything about the coin's fundamentals. You don't understand the basics of the technology or the coin itself, and you invest purely looking at charts. That's kind of like gambling. Technical analysis is important, I agree, but it should be used as in conjunction with other skills like fundamental skills or even your tech knowledge. Right? It cannot be used as a standalone technique to make money. To make money in crypto is very risky. In the long run, I don't think that's a very good play, right? Yeah. So just sharing my thoughts with you, right? That's why I created this course, because I wanted uh, not only myself but everyone to have a holistic skill set, right? Right. So and technical analysis doesn't work 100% of the time. You know what I mean? So having a diversified skill set makes you uh, more averse towards changes and risks, right? So that you can adapt and be very, very independent. Yeah, so I hope that that resonates with you. Yeah, you can. There's a 3 months period where you can. Let's have a look here. You can, sorry, you can pay. You can pay a 3 month installment plan where each month you pay around 397. Sorry, 324. This is a three simple payment plan, 324 per month for 3 months. Right, so you can have a look there and hopefully enroll within 48 hours. Yeah, sure. Hope to speak to you again, Angelo. Okay, Danny, you have a money guarantee, so why not give the no money? And that's what is there. Yeah, sure. As in, that's a way for us. That's another way, definitely. But the way we structure is that uh, as in you enroll in the course, and if you feel that this isn't to your liking, then you can there's a 30-day money day guarantee where you can just opt out of the program, right? So it's either way because we created uh, that way initially, and we found that no, there's no problems with that. Yeah, sure. Hopefully you can reach me in my email. Just do that, right? So I hope you guys okay. So I hope that you guys have learned a lot from the webinar, and I hope that we can keep in contact through the Facebook or my the email that I send you, and don't forget the link that I send you for the promo of the course, right? And I hope to see you guys on the other side. Thanks for coming to the webinar, and I hope you guys have a nice day. All right. Huh. That's a great philosophical statement there, and I agree with that. Yeah, nothing is guaranteed. Exactly. Only the possibility of things in a more philosophical. Actually, I don't offer a guarantee. No guarantee. It's just a 30-day money back guarantee, which it's a different thing. I don't guarantee returns. Right? You can't guarantee returns because there's a lot of factors for each person. So what I'm offering is 30-day guarantee. Sorry, I don't get. Are you talking about a 30-day guarantee or guaranteeing returns? Oh yeah, no, that 30 days guarantee means that if you enroll in the course and you think that within 30 days that it's not up to your liking, what you can do is tell us and we will refund your money. So it means that it is our obligation to refund you the money within 30 days if you ask for it. So and that's a guarantee basically, and that means that we are legally bounded to do so, right? Yeah, sure. No, because Angelo, if uh, yeah, sure, no worries, Danny. Angelo, if you have any issues, because you will be enrolled into a VIP group where you can ask any questions there in the VIP group, and I will respond to every question in that VIP group, VIP Facebook group. Right? It's different from the closed Facebook group that we have. Right? It's different. This is the closed Facebook group, but we also have a VIP group for those who enroll. That's a special one, and we can contact through there, and I'll answer every of your questions. Yeah, all right. Just email me, Danny, and I'll be happy to revert to you. Right? Yeah, no worries about that. All right. Though the VIP group is a bonus, which means that if you enroll in the course in the 897 course, you will also be invited into the VIP group. Right? It will be included. It will be part of the package. I hope that clarifies your concern. Yep. Thank you, Angelo. Pleasure is mine. Yes, Danny. Uh, I've shared those ICOs which I plan to enter in the VIP group, definitely. And I will continue sharing them, as well as other coins, right? Not only specific to ICOs. Okay. And I think, all right, sure. All right, thanks guys for staying. We've run out of time. Thanks, Angelo. I really hope to see you. Thanks very much, Danny, Angelo, and the rest. And I hope to see you guys in the course. And thanks for coming to the webinar. I really have a nice day ahead of you guys, right? Goodbye.